Imagine you are a hunter-gatherer 30,000 years ago. You're athletic, sharp-eyed, and fast. But today, physics isn't on your side. You trip over a hidden root while chasing a deer, and crack. The sound is unmistakable. It's your femur, the largest, strongest bone in your body. In the animal kingdom, this isn't just an injury. It's a series of unfortunate events that ends with you being eaten. If you're a gazelle and you break a leg, the lions thank you for the easy meal. If you're a wolf, your pack leaves you behind because a predator that can't run is just a mouth they can't afford to feed. In the wild, a broken leg is a literal death sentence. It has a 100% mortality rate. But then, archaeologists started digging up ancient human remains, and they found something that shouldn't exist. They found skeletons with femurs that had been completely broken, and then completely healed. How? How did a bunch of cavemen solve a problem that kills every other creature on Earth? The answer is the true story of how civilization actually began. To understand why a healed femur is so weird, you have to understand the math of the Stone Age. A broken femur takes about 6 weeks to heal. During those 6 weeks, the injured person is a zero-productivity member of the tribe. They can't hunt, they can't gather, they can't even walk to the river to get water. Even worse, they are a liability. If a leopard smells blood or weakness, the whole tribe is in danger. In a world of strict survival of the fittest, the logical, cold-blooded move is to leave the injured person behind. Cut your losses and keep the rest of the tribe alive. But humans didn't do that. The famous anthropologist Margaret Mead once said that the first sign of civilization isn't a clay pot or a sharpened spear, it's a healed femur. Because for a bone that big to heal, someone had to decide that your life was worth more than the calories you consumed. Someone had to carry you. Someone had to hunt for you. Someone had to stay by your side in a dark cave, keeping the fire lit while you were completely helpless. So, how did they actually do it? They didn't have casts, painkillers, or sterile operating rooms. They had primitive logic. First, stabilization. You can't heal a bone if it's moving. Ancient humans figured out the concept of the splint long before they figured out the wheel. They used straight branches and strips of animal hide to tie the leg tight. It was painful, it was crude, but it worked. Second, the pharmacy. Our ancestors weren't just banging rocks together. They were master botanists. They knew which willow bark to chew to dull the pain, that's where aspirin comes from, and which mosses had antibacterial properties to keep infections away. Third, the village economy. To save one person with a broken leg, the entire tribe had to change their strategy. The hunters had to work 20% harder to bring back extra meat. The children had to bring extra water. We didn't survive because we were the strongest animals. We survived because we were the only animals that realized that saving a weak member makes the whole group stronger. You might think, wait, how does keeping a useless person alive help the tribe? Think about who that person was. Maybe he was the best tracker in the group. Maybe she was the one who knew exactly which roots were poisonous and which were food. Maybe he was the grandfather who remembered the great drought from 20 years ago and knew where the hidden water was. If the tribe let that person die, they lost thousands of hours of experience and knowledge. By inventing nursing, humans created a database. We kept the elders and the injured alive, and in return, they gave us the information we needed to conquer the planet. Empathy wasn't a luxury, it was a high-level survival hack. We traded meat and water for wisdom and stories. Eventually, the bone knits back together. It's thicker and stronger at the breakpoint than it was before. The injured hunter stands up, grabs his spear, and goes back to work. Today, we take hospitals and ambulances for granted. We complain about the wait times or the paperwork. Every time you see a cast on someone's leg, you're looking at a 50,000-year-old tradition. You're looking at the one thing that separates us from the rest of the cold, brutal, natural world. We are the species that refuses to leave its brothers behind. We are the animals that decided that survival of the fittest should be replaced by survival of the kindest. And that is why we are still here.